So welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is Saturday afternoon, about 4:30. I've had a really busy day. Now I have to run some errands, but I got a lot done today, so that's good. But anyway, the other night I was on YouTube and looking at, there's an analytics page, and you can kind of, check out all kind of different things about your channel there. And I was looking at the demographics of, the people who watch this channel. And pretty much it's 92% male, and most of them are between the ages of 35 and 65 years old. So 92% male, between 35 and 65. Now, if I look at most of the comments on all the videos, the comments and questions, I don't know this for sure, but it appears to me that about half of those people, are kind of like me, kind of been doing this stuff their whole life, and they just kind of watch this channel for entertainment purposes, maybe to pick up on a few things that they hadn't seen before, and also, which is very important, like to contribute to others, and they can share their experiences, whether it be in the comments section here on YouTube or on our Facebook page, which if you want to check that out, it's Outdoors with the Morgans. So you got about half the people, I think, are pretty well experienced in running tractors and kind of the rural lifestyle and been doing this stuff their whole life, and the other half are people that might have grew up in a city, might have bought their first piece of property, or they're planning on doing that, and they've just never really been around this stuff, and they're trying to kind of learn and figure things out a little bit, because there's tons of stuff I don't know, and I go to YouTube. You know what I mean? If I don't know how to do something, that's right where I go. So I think that's the mix. Maybe about half the people do this kind of stuff, the other half are kind of trying to learn how. Now, but something I want to mention, a lot of people have this idea that you want to buy land and get out in the country, and it is the greatest thing in the world. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. But if you're going to do it, you got to put in the work. I mean, there's a lot of work involved with all that. I want to show you some, this is just a typical Saturday, and what you're about to see is maybe about 1/10 of what I actually did today. we're going to put some seed to this little food plot while I'm down here. I'm going to give you a better look at this. See how fluffed up this is? This is really nice dirt. I'm just going to seed it right now. It's still very soft, and it's, like I said, it's all fluffed up. I would like to hit it with the cultipacker, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to seed it. They're calling for some rain tonight maybe, and if it does that, it'll all just kind of set down a little bit and it'll be fine. I'm afraid if I run the cultipacker over it right now, it's so fluffy, what'll happen, I'll end up with tire tracks, you know, from the tractor no matter what I do. And if that happens, water will lay in those low spots. This way, I think if I just seed it, rains will come, just kind of set it down in the ground, and this will all settle down a little bit, and the seed will have, you know, good soil to seed contact, and it should work out all right. But I'll show you what I'm using for seed here. I'll put that video up above from yesterday's video, or this morning's, I don't know, I lose track. But what I used was the RK37 and a 6-foot RK by King Cutter tiller. It worked fantastic. If you want to check that video out, like I said, it's up above. So all I'm planting here is ryegrass and turnips. Those little dark round seeds, they're the turnip seeds. There's a bunch of them in there. So I'm just going to seed this real well with this, and if it doesn't rain for a few days, I probably will hit it with the cultipacker, but I think we'll probably have rain before that. So I'm going to put the seed to it, and we will revisit this spot in a week or two, a couple weeks, and it should be green. Gonna load her up. I'm not a big sports fan. I mean, I don't have anything against any sport, whatever people like to do. I just don't watch much on TV because I just have other things to do. But one that I really do like to follow, only in the playoffs, is hockey. I do like hockey. Just playoff hockey. I mean, it's all good, but that's the only thing I'll really sit down and make time to watch is Pittsburgh Penguin playoff hockey. I like it. That's a sport right there. Those guys, whew, they're tough. You'll see them get, you know, busted jaw, busted nose. They'll go to the locker room for like 3 minutes and they're back on the ice playing. If that was me, I would play that for all I could with Melissa, you know what I mean? Hey, I can't do this for, you know, a month. I can't do that. My nose still hurts. You're probably asking why I'm not just pouring this in this cedar. It's because I was spilled all over the place. That's why. A good way to do this though is if you have a big plastic bin, set this in the bin and pour it in that way. Then anything you spill, you can collect real easy and pour that in. So that's a good way to do it. Starting to lean on me a little. That should be plenty. Finish up. Now for me, I enjoy doing all those things. I really do. I mean, I think because I'm doing it for myself, if I had to, you know, cut grass for other people every day and put food plots in for them and things like that, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. Maybe not at all. I don't know. But I enjoy those types of things. So, you know, if you plan on buying land, keep in mind there is tons and tons of work involved. Like everything I did today, with the exception of seeding that food plot, you know, you got to do all that about every couple weeks. So when you have a piece of property and you know, you like to hunt and you have trails and you like to use the property, you need to maintain it. You need to take care of it. And then you always want to make improvements. I mean, if you didn't want to do those things, you'd live in a townhouse anyways. So if you're into that sort of thing, just be prepared to put in the work. And work is not a bad thing. A lot of people, you know, they get, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. It is. It's an awful lot of work taking care of a piece of property. Like for example, you know, I do all the mowing at our place, my mom's place, my sister's, the brick house that we bought down there, and there's about 100 acres of ground there to take care of. And so you'll have days like today where it is just maintenance. I mean, I mowed all day, ran the string trimmer probably 2.5 hours, and mowed probably almost 4 hours today, and I got it all done. But I really didn't get any further ahead because all that stuff's going to need done in a couple weeks again anyways. But one thing about buying land and you know, kind of the rural lifestyle, everybody says the same thing. Oh, land's so expensive. And it is. Don't get me wrong. Especially around here where I live. It's very expensive. But what I always say is when you buy it, you can't believe how much it costs. And in 20 years you look back and you can't believe how little you actually paid for it. So really the point of this video is this. Is what I'm trying to get across. You know, everyone thinks like, oh, it would be great to live out there in the country and to, you know, be able to hunt on your own property and go hiking on your own property. And it is fantastic. But you have to enjoy that type of work or it's just not going to work out for you. I mean, you have to enjoy those types of things. I think that's why I like cutting firewood so much and things like that. It's that instant sense of accomplishment. You know what I mean? You took a fallen or a dead tree in the woods and you converted that into like a usable product. It's the same way, you know, and I don't know, it just gives you a good feeling. At least it does me. Kind of like cutting the grass. I like to be able to make improvements and make things look nice. All the grass I cut today, I'll have to do it again in a couple weeks, but you know what? It looks good now. And I feel like I'm doing my best to maintain the property. And when I have the time, I make improvements and do more. And so that's pretty much it. You know, if you want to, you know, so this video is basically for the 50% of the people that are looking to do this. I just want everyone to know, if you're, you know, considering purchasing a large parcel of property and, you know, building your dream home on it, either one of two things. You either got to put in an awful lot of work or you got to be super rich to pay somebody else to do it. And what's the fun in that anyways? Even if I had a ton of money, which I don't, I wouldn't pay anyone to cut my grass or you know, do any of the things I do. I like doing it. Plus, I wouldn't be happy the way anyone else did it, to be honest with you. But that's my take on things. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you that clip from today. Now, keep in mind, that's a typical Saturday. A lot of people are out, you know, going out to lunch or doing this or going golfing or whatever. I mean, I have a lot of friends, good friends, that they probably think I'm nuts because you want to do this. No. I got invited to a Steeler game last year, 2 years ago, and it was on it's a Sunday afternoon game or something. And my buddy calls. He's like, hey, I got an extra ticket to the game. You want to go? I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, what do you got going on? I'm like, I'm gonna cut some firewood. And that's just the way I am. So I enjoy, you know, working outside. I enjoy trying to make improvements on our property. And we are very busy. I mean, I work a full-time job and do the YouTube thing and take care of all the property. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. So if you are, I know I'm kind of rambling here, but that's just what I want to get across. If you're looking to buy your, you know, dream piece of property and build your dream house and you plan on taking care of it, you definitely have to put in the work. And I'm not trying to scare anybody off from that, because a lot of times what happens, people, they'll get, you know, they'll start on something and think, man, this is kind of hard. But once you see what you're accomplishing, it gives you more incentive to keep going and to do more. And it all works out in the end. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say is, you know, you're buying land, get ready to put in the work. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.